Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a journey into the heart of one of the most extraordinary and vital ecosystems on our planet, the Amazon rainforest. Covering over 5.5 million square kilometers and spanning across 9 South American countries, the Amazon is not merely a collection of trees. It's a living, breathing entity that plays a critical role in the health of our global environment. Imagine an expanse of lush greenery, teeming with an unparalleled diversity of plant and animal life, where the air is rich with moisture and the sounds of nature create a symphony that resonates through the towering canopies. This is the Amazon, often referred to as the lungs of the earth, for its crucial role in regulating the global climate. In the next hour, we will delve into the depths of this awe-inspiring rainforest, exploring its unparalleled biodiversity, understanding the challenges it faces, and recognizing its significance not only for the communities that call it home, but for the entire world. Join me as we embark on a virtual expedition into the Amazon rainforest, uncovering the mysteries and marvels that make it a treasure worth preserving. Let's begin our exploration of the Amazon, a natural wonder that captivates the imagination and stands as a testament to the beauty and complexity of our planet's ecosystems. The Amazon rainforest is located in South America and spans across 9 countries, creating a vast and interconnected ecosystem. The Amazon rainforest is primarily situated in the northern part of South America, covering approximately 5.5 million square kilometers, 2.1 million square miles. This immense forest stretches across the following countries: Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. Brazil is home to the majority of the Amazon rainforest, containing about 60% of the total Amazon basin. The Brazilian Amazon is often considered the heart of the entire rainforest system. The Amazon River, the second longest river in the world, runs through the heart of the rainforest. Its extensive network of tributaries weaves through the dense vegetation, creating a complex system of waterways that is vital for the region's biodiversity. The Amazon rainforest is situated near the equator, resulting in a tropical climate characterized by high temperatures and consistent rainfall throughout the year. The equatorial location contributes to the incredible biodiversity and lush vegetation that define the region. The landscape of the Amazon includes a variety of terrains, from dense and impenetrable rainforests to open savannas and floodplains. The topography is shaped by the Amazon River and its tributaries, which carve through the land, creating diverse habitats for plant and animal life. Throughout the Amazon, there are numerous indigenous territories where various indigenous communities have lived for thousands of years. These communities often have a deep connection to the land, relying on the forest for their traditional lifestyles. Understanding the geographical context of the Amazon rainforest is crucial for appreciating its ecological significance, as well as for addressing the conservation challenges it faces due to factors such as deforestation and climate change. The Amazon rainforest is the largest tropical rainforest on Earth, covering a vast area. Here are some key details about its size. The Amazon rainforest spans an estimated 5.5 million square kilometers, 2.1 million square miles. This makes it the largest rainforest globally and a critical component of the South American landscape. The majority of the Amazon basin is located within Brazil. Within this extensive area, the Amazon showcases incredible biodiversity. It is estimated that the forest is home to approximately 390 billion individual trees, representing around 16,000 different species. The variety of plant and animal life in the Amazon is unparalleled. The Amazon River, running through the heart of the rainforest, is the second longest river in the world. Its vast network of tributaries contributes to the overall size and complexity of the Amazon ecosystem. The sheer size of the Amazon rainforest makes it a critical player in global climate regulation, biodiversity conservation, and the overall health of the planet. Efforts to protect and sustainably manage this immense natural resource are of paramount importance in the face of various environmental challenges. The origins of the Amazon rainforest can be traced back millions of years to the geological processes that shaped the South American continent. The Amazon basin, a vast lowland area, began to take form during the Eocene epoch, around 56 to 33.9 million years ago. Over time, the basin underwent changes in topography and climate, setting the stage for the development of the iconic rainforest. During the Oligocene and Miocene epochs, around 33.9 to 5.3 million years ago, the Amazon basin experienced shifts in climate and vegetation. The climate became warmer and wetter, creating conditions suitable for the growth of lush tropical vegetation. This transition marked the emergence of the rainforest as a dominant biome in the region. The formation of the Andes Mountains played a crucial role in shaping the Amazon rainforest. The uplifting of the Andes influenced weather patterns, leading to increased rainfall in the Amazon basin. The rivers originating in the Andes, including the Amazon River, became vital for sustaining the rainforest ecosystem by providing water and nutrients. As the rainforest took shape, it became a hotspot for biodiversity. The isolation of different regions within the basin, combined with the diverse microclimates created by the intricate river systems, facilitated the evolution of a vast array of plant and animal species. The rainforest became home to an unparalleled diversity of life, with countless species evolving and adapting to the unique conditions of their respective niches. The rainforest, as we know it today, has been shaped not only by geological and ecological processes, but also by the interactions of human communities. Indigenous peoples have been an integral part of the Amazon's history for thousands of years, contributing to the intricate balance between human societies and the environment. The Amazon rainforest is a living testament to the complex interplay of geological, ecological, and anthropogenic factors over millions of years. From the geological formation of the Amazon basin to the evolution of its vibrant biodiversity, the rainforest's history is a tapestry woven with the threads of time. Recognizing the intricate processes that led to the formation of the Amazon rainforest helps us appreciate its ecological significance and underscores the importance of conservation efforts to preserve this extraordinary biome for future generations. Thousands of years ago, the Amazon basin was home to various indigenous cultures with deep connections to the rainforest. These communities thrived by engaging in sustainable practices, relying on the diverse flora and fauna for their livelihoods. Archaeological evidence points to the existence of ancient civilizations like the Marajoara and the Arawak, who developed intricate relationships with the rainforest ecosystems. The arrival of European explorers in the late 15th century marked a significant turning point in the Amazon's history. Led by Christopher Columbus, Spanish and Portuguese expeditions entered the basin, encountering indigenous populations with rich cultural traditions. The colonization of the Americas introduced new diseases, disrupted ecosystems, and altered the landscape as European powers sought to exploit the region's resources. The late 19th century witnessed the rubber boom, driving economic development in the Amazon. The extraction of rubber led to deforestation and the exploitation of indigenous labor. Slavery played a role in the rubber industry, as many indigenous people and Afro-Brazilians were forced into harsh working conditions. Economic activities, including logging and agriculture, further contributed to environmental degradation. The mid-20th century saw increased efforts for economic development in the Amazon, including the construction of roads and dams. Large-scale projects, such as the Trans-Amazonian Highway, had significant environmental impacts, leading to widespread deforestation. Concerns about deforestation and its impact on biodiversity led to the establishment of conservation initiatives and protected areas. In recent years, the Amazon rainforest has faced unprecedented challenges. Deforestation rates have accelerated due to activities like cattle ranching, soy cultivation, and logging. Issues such as illegal logging and land encroachment continue to pose threats to the rainforest. The global community has recognized the Amazon's importance in climate regulation, and efforts to address deforestation and promote sustainable practices are ongoing. Indigenous communities in the Amazon have played a crucial role in advocating for the protection of their territories and traditional ways of life. Their deep knowledge of the rainforest ecosystems is invaluable for sustainable resource management. International initiatives and environmental organizations collaborate with indigenous groups to address environmental challenges and preserve the cultural heritage of the Amazon. The history of the Amazon rainforest is a dynamic and evolving narrative, shaped by the interactions of human societies with the environment. From the early inhabitants who lived in harmony with the forest to the modern challenges of deforestation, the Amazon story highlights the need for conservation, sustainable practices, and international cooperation to ensure the survival of this vital ecosystem for future generations. As we navigate the complexities of the present, understanding and respecting the historical legacy of the Amazon is essential for shaping a sustainable future. The transport of Sahara Desert dust to the Amazon rainforest is a natural phenomenon that occurs through atmospheric processes. This phenomenon has both environmental and ecological implications for the Amazon ecosystem. The Sahara Desert experiences strong winds known as the harmattan winds, especially during the dry season. These winds carry fine mineral-rich dust particles from the Sahara into the atmosphere. The dust-laden air is then transported across the Atlantic Ocean by the prevailing easterly trade winds. Over the course of the transatlantic journey, the dust may travel thousands of kilometers before reaching the Amazon region. Once over the Amazon, the dust particles settle on vegetation, soil, and water surfaces through precipitation or other atmospheric processes. The Sahara dust is rich in minerals, including phosphorus and iron. When deposited in the Amazon, these nutrients act as fertilizers, contributing to soil fertility. Iron, in particular, is a vital nutrient for plant growth. The influx of nutrients from the Sahara dust can enhance biological productivity in the Amazon, promoting the growth of vegetation, including trees and other plants. The dust may also introduce microbial communities to the Amazon, influencing local ecosystems. The nutrient deposition from Sahara dust is sometimes referred to as the fertilization effect. It can impact the nutrient status of the soil and influence the growth and health of vegetation. The nutrient influx may also affect the productivity of the Amazon River, influencing aquatic ecosystems. Changes in vegetation and nutrient availability can, in turn, have implications for local climate dynamics and rainfall patterns. Scientists and researchers closely monitor the phenomenon of Sahara dust, reaching the Amazon, and conduct studies to understand its specific effects on the ecosystem. Satellite observations, atmospheric modeling, and on-the-ground measurements contribute to ongoing research efforts. The transport of Sahara Desert dust to the Amazon rainforest is a dynamic and interconnected aspect of Earth's atmospheric and ecological systems. While the phenomenon may have some positive effects in terms of nutrient enrichment, its broader implications on Amazonian ecosystems and climate dynamics continue to be subjects of scientific investigation and study. Certainly, NASA's Calypso, Cloud Aerosol LIDAR, and Infrared Pathfinder satellite observations. Satellite plays a crucial role in measuring the amount of dust transported by wind from the Sahara Desert. Calypso, a joint mission between NASA and the French space agency CNES, provides valuable insights into Earth's atmosphere and climate. Here's a discussion on how Calypso contributes to understanding Sahara dust transport. Calypso is equipped with LIDAR, light detection and ranging technology, which uses laser pulses to measure the altitude and properties of atmospheric aerosols, including dust particles. The LIDAR on Calypso allows for vertical profiling of aerosols, providing detailed information on the distribution of dust at different altitudes within the atmosphere. The satellite measures the altitude at which the dust is present, helping scientists understand how high the dust reaches in the atmosphere. This information is crucial for assessing its potential impact on weather patterns and ecosystems. Calypso is part of NASA's A-Train satellite constellation, a group of Earth-observing satellites that fly in close formation. This collaboration enhances the capabilities of individual satellites and provides a more comprehensive view of Earth's atmosphere. The biodiversity of the Amazon rainforest is astounding, encompassing a vast array of flora and fauna. The intricate web of life within this ecosystem includes countless species, many of which are yet to be discovered and documented. Flora, plant life, tree diversity. The Amazon rainforest is home to an estimated 390 billion trees representing around 16,000 different tree species. These include giants like the kapok tree, rubber tree, mahogany, and various species of hardwoods. Canopy trees create layers that provide habitats for epiphytes, birds and insects. Understory and herbaceous plants. The understory of the rainforest is filled with a diverse array of plants including ferns, mosses, and a variety of shrubs and herbs. Numerous orchids and bromeliads thrive in the understory, often attaching themselves to trees. Epiphytic plants. Epiphytes, including orchids and bromeliads, grow on other plants without being parasitic. They absorb nutrients and water from the air and rain, creating microhabitats for insects and amphibians. Medicinal plants. The Amazon rainforest is often referred to as the world's pharmacy due to its vast array of medicinal plants. Indigenous communities have extensive knowledge of plants with therapeutic properties. Economic plants. Many economically important plants originate from the Amazon, including the Brazil nut tree, rubber tree for latex, and various fruits like acai, passion fruit, and guava. Fauna, animal life. Mammals. The Amazon is home to diverse mammals, ranging from large predators like jaguars, pumas, and ocelots, to herbivores such as tapirs and capybaras. Various primates, including howler monkeys, spider monkeys, and capuchins, inhabit the treetops. Birds. The rainforest hosts an astonishing variety of bird species, including toucans, parrots, macaws, harpy eagles, and the iconic hoatzin, known as the stink bird. Reptiles and amphibians. The Amazon is rich in reptilian diversity, with species like anacondas, caimans, iguanas, and turtles. Amphibians, including poison dart frogs and diverse tree frogs, are abundant. Fish. The rivers and tributaries of the Amazon are home to an incredible diversity of fish species, from large predators like piranhas to migratory species like the Amazon River dolphin. Insects. The insect diversity in the Amazon is unparalleled. Butterflies, ants, beetles, and mosquitoes are just a few examples of the vast array of insects that play crucial roles in pollination, decomposition, and nutrient cycling. Aquatic life. In addition to fish, the aquatic ecosystems of the Amazon support manatees, caimans, river otters, and various species of turtles. Invertebrates. The rainforest is teeming with invertebrates, including spiders, millipedes, and centipedes. Some invertebrates have unique adaptations, such as the luminous click beetles. Endemism and uniqueness. Endemic species. Many species found in the Amazon rainforest are endemic, meaning they are exclusive to this region. This includes various primates, frogs, and plants that have evolved in isolation. Biodiversity. Hotspot. The Amazon basin is recognized as one of the world's biodiversity hotspots, containing an extraordinary concentration of species within its boundaries. Microbial diversity. Microbial life in the soil and water of the Amazon rainforest is highly diverse and contributes to nutrient cycling, decomposition, and overall ecosystem health. Interconnectedness and ecological importance. Symbiotic relationships. The Amazon rainforest exemplifies intricate symbiotic relationships between species. For example, certain plants rely on specific pollinators, and some ants have mutualistic associations with plants. Ecosystem services. The rainforest provides vital ecosystem services, including carbon sequestration, oxygen production, and regulation of regional and global climate patterns. Indigenous knowledge. Indigenous communities in the Amazon have extensive knowledge of the flora and fauna, using sustainable practices that maintain the balance of the ecosystem. In conclusion, The biodiversity of the Amazon rainforest is a marvel of nature, representing a complex and interconnected web of life. Conservation efforts and sustainable practices are crucial to preserving this extraordinary diversity for future generations. The Amazon rainforest, often referred to as the lungs of the earth, is facing an unprecedented environmental crisis marked by extensive deforestation. This lush and biodiverse ecosystem, which spans 9 countries in South America, plays a critical role in global climate regulation and houses an extraordinary array of plant and animal species. However, rampant deforestation poses a severe threat to the Amazon, unraveling the delicate balance that sustains life within this vital biome. Deforestation in the Amazon is not a new phenomenon, but its scale and pace have accelerated dramatically in recent decades. Historical drivers include logging, agriculture expansion, infrastructure development, and resource extraction. The mid-20th century witnessed the construction of the Trans-Amazonian Highway, opening up vast areas of the rainforest to human activities. One of the primary drivers of deforestation in the Amazon is the expansion of cattle ranching. Vast areas of forest are cleared to make way for pasture land, driven by the global demand for beef. Agriculture, especially soybean cultivation, is another major contributor. The increasing global demand for soy products used in animal feed and various food products has led to the clearing of large tracts of forest. The construction of roads is a significant factor in opening up previously inaccessible areas of the rainforest. Roads provide access for loggers, farmers, and settlers, accelerating deforestation. Large infrastructure projects, such as dams and hydroelectric developments, can result in the flooding of extensive areas, displacing both wildlife and indigenous communities. Traditional slash-and-burn agriculture involves clearing land by cutting down and burning vegetation. While this practice has been used by indigenous communities for centuries, modern, unsustainable agricultural practices often lead to large-scale deforestation. The growth of human populations in and around the Amazon basin contributes to the need for more land for housing, agriculture, and other activities. Urbanization, often driven by economic development and industrialization, results in the clearing of land for housing, industry, and infrastructure. Timber logging. Logging, both legal and illegal, leads to the clearing of large areas of forest. The extraction of valuable timber contributes to deforestation and habitat degradation. Mining. Resource extraction, including mining for minerals and oil, can result in the destruction of large areas of pristine forest. Land tenure and ownership disputes contribute to deforestation. Unclear land tenure and ineffective land use policies can lead to illegal land grabs and logging. Government policies that encourage land conversion for economic development without adequate environmental safeguards can exacerbate deforestation. The pressure to boost economic development often leads to policies that prioritize short-term gains over long-term environmental sustainability. Global market demands. International demand for commodities such as beef, soy, and timber can drive local and regional land use decisions, influencing deforestation rates. Loss of habitat. Deforestation leads to the loss of critical habitat for countless plant and animal species, pushing many towards extinction. Species that are uniquely adapted to the Amazon's complex ecosystems face an uncertain future. Disruption of ecosystems. The intricate web of life in the Amazon relies on the complex interactions between different species. Deforestation disrupts these ecosystems, leading to imbalances in population dynamics and potential cascading effects. Climate change and carbon emissions. The Amazon plays a crucial role in sequestering carbon dioxide, helping mitigate climate change. Deforestation releases stored carbon back into the atmosphere, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions. This not only accelerates climate change but also diminishes the Amazon's ability to act as a carbon sink. Impact on indigenous communities. Indigenous peoples have lived in harmony with the Amazon for centuries, relying on its resources for their livelihoods and cultural practices. Deforestation threatens the well-being of these communities by encroaching on their territories, disrupting traditional ways of life, and often leading to conflicts over land rights. Conservation efforts and challenges. Protected areas. Establishing and expanding protected areas is a critical strategy for conserving the Amazon. National parks and reserves aim to safeguard biodiversity and limit human impacts. Indigenous land rights. Recognizing and respecting the land rights of indigenous communities is fundamental to conservation efforts. Indigenous peoples often serve as stewards of the land, employing sustainable practices that preserve the rainforest. International cooperation. Addressing Amazon deforestation requires international collaboration. Global efforts are essential to combat illegal logging, regulate commodity supply chains, and promote sustainable development. The fate of the Amazon rainforest hangs in the balance as deforestation continues at an alarming rate. The urgency of addressing this crisis extends beyond regional concerns. It is a global imperative. Sustainable practices, conservation efforts, and international cooperation are essential to secure the future of this extraordinary ecosystem and the invaluable services it provides to the planet. As the world grapples with the consequences of environmental degradation, the preservation of the Amazon stands as a testament to our commitment to safeguarding the Earth's biodiversity and mitigating the impacts of climate change. The fires that ravaged the Amazon rainforest in 2019 garnered widespread attention and sparked international concern over the destruction of one of the world's most critical ecosystems. While fires are a natural part of the Amazon ecosystem, the extent and intensity of the fires in 2019 were alarming. The Amazon had experienced significant deforestation and fires in previous years, but 2019 saw a dramatic increase in both the number and intensity of fires. The 2019 fires occurred against a backdrop of political tensions and policy changes in Brazil. President Jair Bolsonaro's administration faced criticism for its perceived lax enforcement of environmental regulations and policies seen as encouraging deforestation. Satellite data from Brazil's National Institute for Space Research, ANP, showed a sharp increase in fire incidents in the Amazon during the summer months of 2019. The fires affected several Brazilian states, with particularly severe outbreaks in the states of Amazonas, Roraima, and Mato Grosso. The Amazon fires garnered international attention, sparking outrage and calls for action from environmental activists, world leaders, and concerned citizens worldwide. The hashtag #PrayForAmazonia trended on social media platforms as people expressed their concern over the unfolding environmental crisis. Indigenous communities, who rely on the Amazon rainforest for their livelihoods and cultural identity, were disproportionately affected by the fires. Many indigenous territories were engulfed by flames, threatening their homes, lands, and way of life. The fires released vast amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, exacerbating climate change and contributing to global warming. The loss of biodiversity and destruction of critical habitat also had far-reaching ecological consequences for the Amazon and beyond. The Brazilian government faced criticism for its response to the fires, with some accusing President Bolsonaro's administration of downplaying the severity of the crisis and failing to take adequate action to address the root causes of deforestation and fires. International aid and assistance. Several countries and international organizations offered aid and assistance to Brazil to help combat the fires and support conservation efforts. However, there were disagreements over the terms and conditions attached to international assistance, reflecting broader tensions over environmental policy and sovereignty. The fires reignited debates over environmental policy, land use regulation, and the balance between economic development and conservation in the Amazon region. Environmentalists called for stronger enforcement of environmental laws and increased protection for indigenous territories, while some industry groups advocated for more lenient regulations to promote economic growth. The 2019 fires in the Amazon rainforest served as a stark reminder of the fragility of the world's largest tropical rainforest and the urgent need for concerted action to address the underlying drivers of deforestation and environmental degradation. While the immediate crisis may have subsided, the long-term challenges of preserving the Amazon's biodiversity, mitigating climate change, and safeguarding the rights of indigenous communities remain pressing concerns that require sustained attention and collaborative efforts on a global scale. Conservation strategies. Establishing and expanding protected areas within the Amazon rainforest is a cornerstone of conservation efforts. National parks, reserves, and indigenous territories serve as havens for biodiversity and play a crucial role in safeguarding ecosystems from deforestation and degradation. Recognizing and respecting the land rights of indigenous communities is essential for conservation. Indigenous peoples have long been stewards of the Amazon, employing traditional knowledge and sustainable practices to conserve biodiversity and maintain ecosystem health. Promoting sustainable land use practices, such as agroforestry, sustainable logging, and non-timber forest management, helps mitigate deforestation and reduce carbon emissions while supporting local livelihoods and economic development. Strengthening law enforcement and governance mechanisms is critical for combating illegal logging, land grabbing, and other activities that contribute to deforestation. Effective policies and regulations help deter illegal activities and promote responsible land management. Increased frequency of extreme weather events. Climate change is expected to lead to an increase in extreme weather events, such as droughts, floods, and storms, which can have significant impacts on Amazonian ecosystems and communities. Changes in precipitation patterns can affect the distribution and abundance of species within the Amazon rainforest, leading to shifts in forest composition and ecosystem dynamics. Rising temperatures can exacerbate forest degradation and increase the risk of wildfires, particularly in areas that are already experiencing high levels of deforestation and degradation. Climate change in the Amazon can create feedback loops that further exacerbate warming. For example, deforestation releases stored carbon into the atmosphere, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions and further warming the climate. The Amazon rainforest plays a crucial role in carbon sequestration, absorbing and storing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Conservation efforts that protect intact forests and promote reforestation and afforestation contribute to carbon sequestration and climate change mitigation. Conservation helps build resilience in Amazonian ecosystems, making them more resilient to the impacts of climate change. Healthy, intact forests are better able to withstand droughts, fires, and other disturbances, providing essential ecosystem services and supporting biodiversity. Conservation efforts aimed at reducing deforestation and forest degradation help mitigate greenhouse gas emissions and preserve critical habitat for wildlife. Strategies such as promoting sustainable land use, strengthening protected areas, and supporting indigenous land rights are key to combating deforestation. Addressing the complex challenges of conservation and climate change in the Amazon requires international collaboration and cooperation. Multilateral agreements, funding mechanisms, and partnerships between governments, NGOs, and local communities are essential for scaling up conservation efforts and achieving meaningful results. Conservation plays a vital role in mitigating the impacts of climate change and preserving the ecological integrity of the Amazon rainforest. By protecting intact forests, promoting sustainable land use practices, and empowering local communities, conservation efforts contribute to carbon sequestration, climate resilience, and the preservation of biodiversity. As the global community grapples with the urgent challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, investing in conservation is essential for securing a sustainable future for the Amazon and the planet as a whole. Remote sensing plays a crucial role in monitoring and understanding the Amazon rainforest, providing valuable data for conservation, research, and management efforts. What is remote sensing? Remote sensing involves the acquisition of information about Earth's surface using sensors mounted on satellites or aircraft. These sensors capture data in various wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum, including visible, infrared, and microwave wavelengths. Remote sensing techniques allow scientists to study and monitor changes in the environment over large spatial scales and at regular intervals. Deforestation monitoring. Remote sensing is widely used to monitor deforestation in the Amazon by detecting changes in forest cover over time. Satellite imagery provides a comprehensive view of forest loss and degradation, allowing researchers to identify areas at risk and assess the effectiveness of conservation measures. Forest biomass. Estimation, remote sensing data, combined with field measurements and modeling techniques, are used to estimate forest biomass and carbon stocks in the Amazon. This information is crucial for understanding the role of forests in the global carbon cycle and assessing carbon sequestration potential. Land cover classification. Remote sensing data are used to classify land cover types in the Amazon, distinguishing between different vegetation types, land uses, and land cover changes. This information is valuable for land management, conservation planning, and ecosystem monitoring, fire detection and monitoring. Satellite imagery is used to detect and monitor forest fires in the Amazon, providing early warning systems for firefighting efforts and assessing fire severity and extent. Remote sensing data help researchers understand the drivers of fires and their ecological impacts. Biodiversity. Mapping. Remote sensing techniques, such as habitat mapping and species distribution modeling, are used to assess biodiversity patterns in the Amazon. Satellite imagery helps identify key habitats and biodiversity hotspots, informing conservation priorities and protected area management. Hydrological monitoring. Remote sensing data are used to monitor changes in water bodies, including rivers, lakes, and wetlands, in the Amazon basin. This information is valuable for understanding hydrological processes, assessing water resources, and managing freshwater ecosystems. Illegal logging and mining detection. Remote sensing can detect and monitor illegal logging and mining activities in the Amazon by identifying changes in forest cover and land use patterns. Satellite imagery provides evidence of deforestation and land degradation associated with these activities, supporting law enforcement efforts. Cloud cover and atmospheric interference can limit the availability of clear satellite imagery, particularly in tropical regions like the Amazon. Advances in sensor technology and data processing techniques are improving the ability to overcome these challenges. Balancing spatial and temporal resolution is crucial for capturing fine-scale changes in the Amazon landscape over time. Integrating data from multiple sensors and platforms can enhance the effectiveness of remote sensing for monitoring and research. Ensuring access to remote sensing data and building capacity for data analysis and interpretation are essential for maximizing the potential of remote sensing in the Amazon. Collaboration between governments, research institutions, and local communities is key to harnessing the benefits of remote sensing for conservation and sustainable development. Remote sensing is a powerful tool for monitoring, understanding, and managing the Amazon rainforest. By providing comprehensive and up-to-date information on forest cover, biodiversity, land use, and environmental changes, remote sensing contributes to conservation efforts, supports scientific research, and informs decision-making processes. As technology continues to advance and new satellite missions are launched, remote sensing will play an increasingly important role in addressing the complex challenges facing the Amazon and other critical ecosystems around the world. The early 21st century Amazon droughts had significant and far-reaching impacts on the Amazon rainforest ecosystem, as well as on regional climate patterns and global carbon cycles. Tree mortality and forest degradation. The droughts led to increased tree mortality and forest degradation across the Amazon basin. Prolonged water stress weakened trees, making them more susceptible to diseases, pests, and wildfires. Large-scale tree die-offs occurred in some areas, altering forest structure and composition. Loss of biodiversity. The droughts had negative impacts on biodiversity, with some plant and animal species experiencing population declines or local extinctions. Species dependent on specific water sources or sensitive to changes in moisture levels were particularly vulnerable. Impacts on aquatic ecosystems. Droughts affected aquatic ecosystems, including rivers, streams, and wetlands, by reducing water levels and altering flow patterns. Fish populations face challenges such as habitat fragmentation, reduced spawning areas, and increased susceptibility to predation. Shifts in species distribution, changes in precipitation patterns and water availability caused by the droughts led to shifts in species distribution and habitat suitability. Some species may have migrated to areas with more favorable conditions, while others faced habitat fragmentation and isolation. Changes in regional climate patterns. The droughts altered regional climate patterns, including changes in precipitation distribution, temperature, and atmospheric circulation. Reduced moisture levels in the atmosphere affected cloud formation and rainfall patterns, leading to prolonged dry seasons and increased temperatures. Hydrological cycle disruption. Droughts disrupted the hydrological cycle in the Amazon basin, affecting river discharge, groundwater recharge, and water availability for ecosystems and human populations. Reduced precipitation and increased evapotranspiration rates contributed to water stress and ecosystem vulnerability. Impacts on water resources. Droughts affected water resources for human populations, agriculture, and industry in the Amazon region. Reduced river flow and water levels in reservoirs impacted navigation, hydroelectric power generation, and access to clean water for drinking and sanitation. Reduced carbon sequestration. The droughts compromised the Amazon's role as a carbon sink by reducing photosynthesis and forest productivity. Weakened and dying trees released stored carbon into the atmosphere through decomposition and wildfires, contributing to increased carbon emissions. Feedback loop effects. Increased carbon emissions from forest degradation and wildfires exacerbated climate change, leading to further warming and drying in the Amazon region. This created feedback loops that intensified the impacts of droughts and increased the risk of future extreme events. Impact on indigenous communities. Indigenous communities and traditional populations reliant on the Amazon for their livelihoods faced challenges such as food and water scarcity, loss of traditional knowledge, and increased vulnerability to natural disasters. The droughts threatened cultural heritage and traditional practices tied to the land. Economic disruption. The droughts disrupted economic activities such as agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and tourism in the Amazon region, affecting livelihoods and income generation for local communities and regional economies. Economic losses resulted from crop failures, livestock deaths, and reduced productivity. The early 21st century Amazon droughts had profound and multifaceted impacts on the Amazon rainforest ecosystem, regional climatic patterns, global carbon cycles, and socio-economic well-being. Understanding the complex interactions between climate, ecosystems, and human activities is essential for developing effective strategies to mitigate the impacts of droughts and enhance the resilience of the Amazon and its inhabitants in the face of climate change. Forests provide opportunities for ecotourism and recreational activities such as hiking, birdwatching, and wildlife photography. Developing sustainable tourism initiatives can generate revenue and employment while promoting forest conservation and appreciation. Many forest ecosystems produce valuable non-timber forest products, NTFPs, such as fruits, nuts, resins, and medicinal plants. Sustainable harvesting and commercialization of NTFPs can provide income for local communities while preserving forest biodiversity and ecosystem services. Forests play a crucial role in carbon sequestration and climate regulation. Implementing mechanisms such as carbon offsetting and payments for ecosystem services, PES, can incentivize forest conservation and restoration by compensating landowners for maintaining forest carbon stocks and providing other ecosystem benefits. Agroforestry practices integrate trees and crops on the same land, promoting biodiversity, soil fertility, and resilience to climate change. Sustainable agriculture initiatives that incorporate agroforestry techniques can improve food security, enhance rural livelihoods, and reduce pressure on natural forests. Forest certification programs such as the Forest Stewardship Council, FSC certification, promote responsible forest management practices, including sustainable timber harvesting and reforestation. Certified timber products command premium prices in global markets, creating economic incentives for sustainable forestry. Green finance mechanisms such as green bonds and sustainable investment funds channel capital towards forest conservation and sustainable development projects. Investing in initiatives that protect and restore forests can generate financial returns while delivering environmental and social benefits. World Bank Report. In 2023, the World Bank published a report titled Forests for Prosperity: Toward a Sustainable Forest Economy. This report highlights the economic, environmental, and social benefits of transitioning to a forest-friendly economy and outlines policy recommendations and investment strategies to promote sustainable forest management and conservation globally. Highlighting the economic value of forests and the potential for sustainable forest management to contribute to poverty reduction, economic growth, and climate resilience. Identifying policy reforms and investment priorities to address deforestation, promote sustainable land use practices, and support local communities and indigenous peoples. Advocating for international cooperation and partnerships to mobilize finance, share knowledge, and scale up efforts to protect and restore forests. Emphasizing the importance of integrating forest conservation and sustainable development goals into national development plans and strategies. The report serves as a call to action for governments, businesses, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders to work together towards building a sustainable forest economy that benefits people and the planet. By harnessing the potential of forests as a source of prosperity and resilience, countries can achieve economic growth while safeguarding vital natural resources for future generations.